I'm Brad Hammersley. I'm the Managing Director of Australian Water Boring and Civil. The company's been around since 1980 and we are the third custodians. We are primarily a water well driller, specialising in domestic and commercial bores. We also do a wide range of pumps, water treatment systems and other civil infrastructure.
Hi, I'm Tamara Demesa. I've been with Australian Water Boring and Civil since 2022. I'm the business manager here and I take care of the day-to-day runnings of the business, including compliance, customer interface, accounts, etc. I probably enjoy most about my job is that every job that we look at is individual, so you're always being challenged to get it right.
I joined Australian Water Boring and Civil after a career in the water infrastructure sector. I guess if I go back, I spent 20 years on the Eastern Seaboard, predominantly working for a contractor by the name of John Holland. And I did a range of different roles, but ultimately ended up in construction management, looking after Victoria, South Australia, Tasmania and New Zealand, and also a number of large bids. So did that, came back to Western Australia. I ran a local water utility called Harvey Water as their CEO. And then finally, whilst I had this business, I was working at the Binnyup Desalination Facility, which is the largest desalination facility in the Southern Hemisphere and one of the ones that has worked the hardest. So what Tamara will consider is the estimated depth that we'll need to drill to, looking at our 4,000 records as well as what's available to us from the government websites. The cost of drilling, depending on the strata that we anticipate that we're going to encounter, the static water level, the aquifer structure that we're expecting to enter, as well as availability of any water entitlement and licence obligations, as well as water quality.
Once we've looked at the location for works, we should be informed enough to make the drilling method and licensing requirements depending on the aquifer structure that we'll need to enter. From here, we can start quoting.
So we're out on site today, we're in Leschenault. We're doing a Class 1 superficial bore. So this is a fairly straightforward job and one that we commonly do for a lot of our domestic customers. The key here in this particular area is not to go too deep so we don't induce iron-bearing bacteria. So what we've actually done is we've drilled down, we've used our records from around the various sites, and we've taken a strata sample every 1 or so metres. And what we're looking for is coarse, white, water-bearing sands. In parallel with that, we actually measure the salts in the mud tank to see if they're trending up or trending down. The boys are actually pulling the drill string out at the moment, and what they'll be doing is thinking about their casing design. So they'll be trying to case those areas of the strata where they've got the best result to make sure that we get a good quality water as well as a decent supply. As I said, the trick here is not to go too deep. If you go any further, we'll end up in the leadable structure. Now that sometimes is a good thing, but where we are, you'll actually get no more water and probably poorer quality water. In addition to that, if it was a Class 2 water well, we would actually need to go and seek a 5C26D licence from the Department of Water and Environmental Regulation. Again, no need to do that today and no need to over-drill. So that relates directly back to the quote. This particular estimate has been absolutely spot on.